Happy fall, everybody. I've got on my plaid and got my autumn inspired nails, and I am just outside enjoying this lovely weather before it all disappears in like 2 weeks. Earlier this week, I found myself in a very weird, annoying, strange, ridiculous, unnecessary kind of predicament. I ended up in a public Chinese hospital, and I want to tell you all about how I got there, what it was like, and just the craziness that I had to deal with. So for the past week, I've been getting really bad nighttime nausea and been vomiting and just being very uncomfortable. I'm not pregnant, nor do I have food poisoning or any type of parasite or anything like that. Not really sure what was going on with me. But anyway, the weekend passes. I'm still kind of vomiting, but like living my life during the day. Monday morning rolls around. I'm feeling fine. I go to work, teach my first class. Then I have a bit of a break. By the time I get to my second class, my stomach is feeling very queasy. We get through like 15 minutes of the lesson. I'm about to play a video that goes with the lesson, and then I feel it, and there's nothing I can do. I can't escape fast enough. I got to the doorway of the classroom and just vomited all on the floor in front of all of my students. And the students were in shock. They're like, "Police! Help! Help!" So then an English-speaking teacher comes in and she's like, "You need to go to the hospital. I've already talked to the other English teachers in your department. It's okay if you miss class, but you need to go to the hospital." She said hospital like 75 times. And I just was like, don't do it. Don't do it. But long story short, this is school policy because vomiting is, guess what? Guess what vomiting is? A symptom of COVID. So, at least you got to go to the hospital because you could have COVID.
Oh, hell no!
Literally, like 17 hours ago, I'd gotten a COVID test and then sent the results to the school. So they already know that I don't have COVID. There's no use fighting these school policies, especially when it has to do with COVID. So I said, fine, I will go to the hospital. So this is where things start getting very ridiculous. So you guys know my friend Lauren from Lauren's China Life. We work at the same school, and she met me at the school gate to bring me like my jacket and my computer that I'd left in the office. So when the school representative met me at the gate, Lauren was also with me. And the school rep, this woman, let's just call her Susie because I never learned her name. Susie got out of the taxi, sees me and Lauren, and is like, Aleese. And I'm like, yeah, me. And she's like, and Lauren and I both were just so confused as to why she was so confused, because like obviously the person who needs to go to the hospital is gonna go to the hospital. I get in the taxi with her and she just instantly gets on the phone talking in Chinese, and from what I can understand, she's like, there were two black female teachers. I think one is Lauren, but is it Lauren that is supposed to go to the hospital, or is it Aleese? Because I don't know who I have I don't know which one I have in the back seat. I don't know if I have Lauren or Aleese. Literally made the taxi pull over so she could concentrate on this phone call. Well, I'm sitting in the back seat with like a plastic bag wrapped around my mouth because I'm about to puke again. She hangs up the phone. She looks in the back seat and she just said, "Lauren, you?" No, Okay. I knew right then and there that this was gonna be a bad China day.
Eventually,
we show up at the public hospital because I had COVID-like symptoms. I had to go to the fever clinic. I know enough Chinese to like give my information and say, you know, some really basic things. But I don't know enough Chinese to explain to the doctor what is wrong with me. And you know, it would be really helpful to have someone there who can translate, who I can speak to in English and they can translate to the doctor in Chinese. And you know, I thought that that's what the girl Susie was there for, but she couldn't speak any English. She was talking to me through a translator. So after so much back and forth with the doctor, Susie, the translator, not using the translator app, just like being the most annoyed in my whole life, but also being so numb to all of it because like this is life here in China, I end up having to take a whole bunch of tests, which is very standard when you go to a Chinese hospital. And the first test is a CT scan. There's quite a long line outside of the room where you do the CT scan, so I wait. Once it's my turn, I go into the room. Within 30 seconds, someone is just busting in the door asking the doctor if it's their turn yet. And that continues to happen just about every 30 seconds for 5 minutes until someone just decides to leave the door to the CT scan room wide open and people just keep coming in and not leaving. Why? I wonder why they're not leaving. Oh, because they see this. They see this, they see this, they see these, and they're like, oh, I wonder what's wrong with the foreigner. And so as I lay and take my CT scan, which thankfully is only about 5 minutes, there are about 25 other strangers in the CT scan room, gawking, staring, and some of them taking photos of me. Does the CT scan man do anything or tell them to leave? No. Why would he? Do I do anything or tell them to leave? No. What's the point? Because they ain't leaving.
One debt to society later.
I needed to do a blood test, but because I was severely dehydrated due to all of the vomiting, it was very hard for the nurse to find my veins. So she just kept poking my arm, and it was very uncomfortable. But at this point, given the context, there was no real need for translation. It was very obvious what the problem was. But Susie took it upon herself to write in the translator, because you're so black, the nurse can't find your veins. Ha 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 ha. That's racist! So of course, in the moment, I did not find that funny. I just felt even more annoyed that I had to deal with this very unprofessional.
The level of unprofessionalism, far too much.
And sadly incompetent woman. I wasn't even mad that she couldn't speak English. The nurse didn't even say that. That was just her own 2 cents that she thought was a good idea to say to me at that moment.
6 hours later.
So at this point, I've had COVID test, blood test, CT scan, and next I need to do a pee test. They give me what is the tiniest, flimsiest, basically like a spoon, a teaspoon size of a cup to pee in. Tissue paper would have been more sturdy than this damn cup. So here I am, dehydrated, having to pee in this flimsy little teaspoon thing, standing over a squatty potty. Like a 1/4 inch of pee comes out and it goes straight on my hand. And I'm just like, you know what, f*** this. I'm not doing this. I walk out of the bathroom. There's a sink with freezing cold water and no soap. No soap in a hospital.
I need Obama number right now. I know he's not a president, but I know he knows something. I need to know when am I gonna leave this misery, because I cannot fucking live like this. Like,
after all of that, now you just have to sit around and wait for the test results. so the doctor can see them. Because I'm in the COVID ward area, fever clinic thing, you cannot sit inside and wait because it's too dangerous. So we had to sit outside in the damn parking lot. I had to sit outside in the parking lot. Me and annoying ass Susie sitting out there on a curb for about 2 hours waiting for the results.
Approximately 10 hours later.
The test results come back, and the doctor, who I think I failed to mention, is in full hazmat gear, and she starts talking to Susie, and Susie's writing in the translator, do you have a husband? When was the last time you had sex? When was your last period? All questions that are leading to, are you pregnant? Before I could even answer, the doctor is like, got out her own translator app, and she just shows it to me. And basically, the doctor is saying that I need to go to the gynecologist because I'm having an ectopic pregnancy.
Don't be ridiculous.
After everything I have been through today, starting with crazy ass Susie having the taxi pull over because she didn't think that I was the right black girl in the car, to everyone in the whole hospital watching me get a CT scan, to now you telling me that I'm having an ectopic pregnancy when I am not pregnant.
I'm extremely confused. You're confused. I'm fucking confused, bro.
Me too.
And decided that, you know what, I'm not dealing with this shit anymore, and I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna take a taxi and I'm gonna go home and really rest, especially after this very traumatic experience.
I don't know, I just don't think this is like right for me. I don't want to do it. I want to go home. Like, I can't take the pressure of it. Don't you think any job interview...
Well, here we are a week later, and I'm feeling totally fine. Just wanted to share that ridiculous and hilarious story with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. You know what it is. Aleese Lightyear, over and out.
Yeah.